I'd like to bring up Senator Brian Benjamin. First of all, thank you so much, Marvin Holland, for your leadership. It's one thing to engage in a political process, which a lot of people do, but it's another thing to actually fight and focus on issues in the community, and you're doing that. And so thank you for your leadership and bringing us together here. I also want to thank all the partners who are working on this. You know, when I think about sustainable Harlem, when Marvin mentioned it to me, my first thoughts were the green economy. I think about Harlem Grown. I see Tony Hillary here. And I think about the fact that there are a lot of jobs and opportunities that are going to be part of renewable energy, part of this new economy. This is where you can't outsource these jobs, right? And so the real issue for us is, what are the resources that elected officials can garner? One of the things I mentioned to Marvin is that I have an office on the 9th floor of the state office building. We have a big meeting space. We have a printer. We have logistics. And I want our office to be a partner for you to have meetings, to have sessions, and to figure out how can we best be leveraged on this initiative, because, you know, we just passed a $168 billion budget. I mean, it just blows my mind how much money that flows through the state's hands, the city's hands, the federal government's hands. And the question is, are we getting our fair share of those resources across the board? I'm not an expert on the green economy. I'm not an expert on sustainability, but I am reasonable enough to know that if there are people who are going to step up and play that role and want to use our office to get there, we'll be a partner and we'll do all we can to make sure that we get more than our fair share of resources so that we can employ our community. When you think of NYCHA, I mean, as a state senator, I have the most NYCHA developments of any state senator in the state of New York. And when you talk about sustainability, I'm not sure how you can even consider that without talking about NYCHA and some of the conversations there. I just was hearing some information about geothermal opportunities in NYCHA. I would love to be a part of that conversation and what needs to happen on that front. But I want to make sure, with all these new conversations, right now it's election season, marijuana's on the table, everything's on the table. With all these conversations, I'm very concerned about the economic opportunities and the jobs for our community, and the training obviously becomes a very big part of that. If you create these jobs, but then all of a sudden you got to bring people from someplace else, then, you know, that's great that we have these things, but we could have had even more impact, because then we could be having a renewable economy and people from our communities doing that, who then can become experts and do this stuff elsewhere, right? And build companies and grow, and I'd love to be a part of that. So look, I was impressed that you decided to do this on Saturday morning, and I'm here. I will be here for whenever you need, but please see my office as a resource to be used at any time within reason. And I want to be as supportive as I can. So thank you for having me. And by the way, let me say in closing, one of the things that's important, why it's so important to have community leadership on these topics, because the truth of the matter is, it's community leaders who are able to galvanize all of the elected officials to support a community initiative. And so, and Marvin, you know this coming from labor, it is important. So it's important for someone like Marvin or any of you to say, okay, let's bring in the senator from here, let's bring in the senator from there, let's bring in the senator, let's bring in the, because, you know, sometimes, you know, there's elbow rooms and all that. But I'm not interested in any of that. I just want to make sure that we get this done. So thank you for this leadership, and I'm hoping that this initiative will spur other community initiatives, which I will be happy to be very supportive of as well. So thank you, Marvin. Thank you all for being here on this Saturday morning to discuss this very important topic.